At 5 minutes after 2. Thank you very much for tuning in this way. It's Ian here through until 3 o'clock for your bank holiday lunchtime stroke afternoon. And Mark Dean will be here from 3. I think that's all the important bits. So, were you listening to BBC Radio Northampton a couple of weeks ago? I trust you were. And you may well have heard Andy Thompson and the team from the old Northamptonians RFC, Rugby Football Club. Now, they did quite a feat this weekend just gone by and raised lots of money for charity because they played 4 rugby games in one weekend in 4 different countries and all within 24 hours, which just is incredible. Now, they have raised, hopefully, lots and lots of money for good causes. And Andy joins me on the line now. Hello, Andy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm not too bad. But how about you? How do you feel?
My posse and myself are all very sore.
I'm not surprised. So, just rewind to the concept of doing this in the starting point. Where did the idea come from?
The idea, basically, the Chairman's Challenge each year at the ONs, we organise an endurance event to raise money for good causes, which started previously because of Matt's match campaign. One of our young players had leukemia, and since that time we've really wanted to make sure that we can get on board and help out young people as and when the need arises.
Brilliant. So it all happened this weekend, and yes. 4 rugby games in 24 hours in 4 different countries. So where did it all begin?
Well, it went 24 hours. It's actually 23 hours and 5 minutes is the new world record.
That's incredible. Congratulations.
We started, we met at the ONs at 4 o'clock Saturday morning and took a coach to the East Mids, flew out to Belfast where we were met by a group from our first opposition Grosvenor Rugby Club. We've taken an open-top bus, a tour of the city. We had then a brunch where we were met by the ex-Lord Mayor of Belfast. We had introductions and welcomes, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the first game commenced.
And how did you get on?
Well, after about 2 minutes of the first game, we realised that this was not going to be a very easy tour at all. The opposition, the first game, they gave us an absolute battering. 3 minutes into the game, we lost our fullback.
Oh, no.
Had to go to A&E, 13 stitches in his eye.
Oh, crikey.
But to show how brave that young man was, he still came back and played in other parts, in the other games. Cameo appearances, just to say that he could play in all 4 games. We got hammered in the first game, if we're honest, but the true ON spirit, we took it to them, we battered them in the pack, but they were just far younger than us. Their oldest player was 24, our oldest player was 59.
That's a bit unfair, really, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't really the fairness, and it was a challenge.
Yeah.
So that's what rugby is. You man up, you know, and you play. I know I've got nothing but absolute respect for all of the guys that were part of it. So that in the showers after the first game, licking our wounds, everybody looking at the banter was still going strong, and then we took a 7:30 ferry across to Scotland to play a game that kicked off at 11 o'clock at night.
Wow. And
that game was equally ferocious, with another team of young bucks against us, but we managed a 20-all draw.
Oh, that's not bad going, is it?
Yeah.
Whereabouts was that?
That's in Stranraer.
Stranraer, yeah.
Against Wigtownshire Rugby Club. Again, they were phenomenal to get guys on a weekend, a bank holiday weekend, that actually want to play a bunch of maniacs from Northampton at midnight under floodlights and cook us food, and just incredible.
Fantastic.
So we moved on from there, our coach journey, a very, very uncomfortable coach journey to kick off at 9 o'clock in the morning against Chester.
Wow.
Chester are a very large club, a very experienced, established club, but they couldn't get their team together.
Oh, no.
So they only had 8 players, believe it or not. And as we had lots of players ourselves, we lent them enough players. So we played a mixed team of Chester. I mean, still under the name of Chester. We let them play, so we played against ourselves. So you could say we've actually played more than 4 games now.
Yeah, I suppose you could. How did you get on in that game then?
Well, we actually did very well against ourselves. And we scored a lot of tries against that. It was a high-scoring game. again, ferocious. Gave some of the boys an opportunity to get some of their frustrations out on each other.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then the short hop across to the Welsh border to play Wrexham.
So at 9 o'clock in the morning, you were playing in Chester, and then at 11 o'clock the night before, you were in Scotland, and you must have felt pretty tired by the time you were about to kick off at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'd imagine, after that coach trip.
Yes.
It's been pretty exhausting.
I think I managed to get as much sleep as anybody else. I managed about 45 minutes.
Gosh.
I slept on the floor of the coach. I was one of the lucky ones because the seats... The coach company from Souls that took us to the airport and brought us back from Chester was a far more modern and comfortable coach than the one we had from Scotland. We just were absolutely exhausted. But by the time we got to Wrexham, knowing it was the last game, the adrenaline kicks in again, and the common term in rugby is manning up.
Yep. And
the Wrexham team again, young, incredibly ferocious. Everybody wanted to give this team from England a good hiding, and just an incredible experience of watching these guys play. Just unbelievable.
So what time did the match in Wrexham kick off then?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
So we kicked off 9 in Chester, and then only a few hours later, literally an hour and a half after we finished the Chester game, we're playing again.
That's incredible. Yeah.
So the final whistle went, and 23 hours and 5 minutes for all 4 games in 4 different nations. Certainly well within the 24 hours. Yeah.
And you're raising money for the Old Northamptonians Benevolent Fund.
Yes.
So how did that go then with the fundraising and getting?
Well, we don't quite know exactly what we've got in terms of final figures, but each of the rugby clubs that we've played also had their own whip rounds. So Grosvenor giving us a cheque for £250. There was a bucket shake at midnight in Stranraer, again a couple of £100 worth of cash. But we think we're over the £10,000 mark.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it? And the Benevolent Fund itself, do you give out to different charities?
What the Benevolent... Excuse me. Oh, you'll understand I'm a bit jaded, so excuse my crave.
Completely understand. Big party last night, I'd imagine.
I think I embarrassed myself. We won't go there right now. The Benevolent Fund was set up so that we can help rugby players that haven't got any money but want to play the sport or need rehabilitation from injury. Where I don't want to say the NHS haven't been able to remedy the situation, but we will understand that some rugby injuries require significant treatments and physiotherapy, and that obviously costs money. So we want to be in a position where we can help people. But this last season, which is pretty much finished now, primarily we've been helping local primary schools that haven't been able to afford rugby equipment. So Fairfield School, special needs school in the town, we went there and undertook a course of coaching and gave them some rugby kit.
That's fantastic.
Excuse me. And the same at Hopping Hill.
Yeah.
And yes, it's not just set up for ON's members. We are willing to help anybody that wants to play the game of rugby and can't afford to, from any age, under 7s up. Or anybody that's been injured and needs some help, then get in touch.
That's excellent. Now, if people would like to find out a bit more about the money you're raising, things like that, or maybe want to help out themselves, do you have like a website or links for social media, things like that?
We still have the tour website, which is ons4nations.com. Literally just ONS and then the number 4nations.com. Right. And on there you can find out all the information excuse me, about the tour itself in full detail. There's a link on there for what the Benevolent Fund is, a bit more information, email address on there to get in contact to find out how they can apply for funding. But there's also a link on there for donations if they want to donate via Virgin Giving site. So everything is on that ons4nations.com website.
ons4nations.com is the website. Well, Andy, thank you very much for coming on today. You must be feeling pretty exhausted after the weekend and after the party, of course, last night when you got back. So do appreciate your time today, but it's been great to hear how well it went. And some of the games were a bit tough going, but to actually get through them all and to do 4 rugby games in one weekend within 24 hours in 4 different countries is just an incredible feat, isn't it?
It's just been amazing how everyone's come together. I would like to thank our sponsors, have been incredible. The 4 oppositions have been amazing. But the bunch of guys that were on that coach, I love them all. Absolutely unbelievable experience.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming on today.
You're welcome.
And keep us updated, and we'll put the link to your website on our Facebook pages and Twitter as well here at BBC Radio Northampton, so people can click through and see what you've been up to. So that's great. Thank you very much, Andy.
I'm now going to go for a sit down.
I think that's well deserved. You do that, Andy. Thank you then.
Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.